ààyè ọpẹ́ yọ. Ọ̀rọ̀ ṣùnùkùn ojú ṣùnùkùn òun la fi ń wò. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ nǹkan tí bàbá wa yìí, bàbá wa tí ọpọlọ wọn tó dún tó ń ṣe cham. Bàbá tí ó mọ nǹkan tó ń sọ, bàbá tó lọ káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé bí àwọn olóṣèlú náà báwọn náà ṣe lọ káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. Àti brọ́dà wa yìí náà, torí brọ́dà wa yìí ò dúró ní Nàìjíríà nìkan. Kẹ́ gbọ́ nǹkan tó ń sọ, kẹ́ lè mọ̀ wípé ewu ń bẹ lóko lóńgẹ́ fúnra rẹ̀ kí ni o, ewu ní Yorùbá ló máa ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀.
Omidan wa yìí béèrè wọ́n ní ta ló lè túmọ̀ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ tí onímọ̀ ìṣègùn ìyẹn dókítà kan lò lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ wọn.
And then the doctor was like, so we did a blood test and her white blood cells, all her infection markers are really elevated and her platelets are significantly low. Anyway. I'm so traumatized. What? Do you know what it is? I'm not going to feel bad because who can translate that? Which Yoruba scholar can translate what I just said? Little old me, I'm fine. How will I know what white blood cells is in Yoruba? And the one was like, oh, kiloso, mi ò mọ̀, kotoso. I was like, what do you not take me for? This is
Yorùbá platelet ní ọ̀pẹrẹsẹ. Bákan náà, Yorùbá white blood cell ní hóró ẹ̀jẹ̀ funfun. Iṣẹ́ táwọn hóró ẹ̀jẹ̀ funfun ṣe ni láti gbógun ti èyíkéyìí àrùn tó bá fẹ́ kógun jàyàn lágọ̀ọ́ ara. Àwọn ọ̀pẹrẹsẹ ní àwọn hóró ìyẹn cell nínú ẹ̀jẹ̀ tí wọ́n máa ń sáré lọ síbi tó bá ń ṣẹ̀jẹ̀ lára èèyàn láti dá ẹ̀jẹ̀ náà dúró. Ìdí tá a ṣe pè wọ́n ní ọ̀pẹrẹsẹ ni pé pẹrẹsẹ bí abọ́ ìbubẹ̀ ni wọ́n ṣe rí. Ìdí gan nìyẹn táwọn òyìnbó náà fi lo plate ìyẹn abọ́ ìbubẹ̀ àti let tó túmọ̀ sí pínísín gẹ́gẹ́ bí orúkọ rẹ̀. A jẹ́ pé ìtumọ̀ ìpìlẹ̀ platelet lédè òyìnbó ni abọ́ ìbubẹ̀ pínísín. Báwọn pẹrẹsẹ bá fi lè kéré lára èèyàn, èyí lè yọrí sí kára èèyàn máa ṣẹ̀jẹ̀ lábàdì, kẹ́jẹ̀ máa tú jáde nínú ara èèyàn lọ́hùn gbabi tí kò yẹ kó gbà lọ, tàbí kẹ́jẹ̀ ta sí èèyàn nínú ọpọlọ. Àìsàn tá a mọ̀ sí àìtó ọ̀pẹrẹsẹ táwọn òyìnbó ń pè ní thrombocytopenia lè yọrí sí kéèyàn ó kú. Kí ló wá yẹ kómidan wa yìí sọ fẹ́ni tí wọ́n fẹ́ gbùfọ̀ fún? Ohun tí wọ́n lè sọ fẹ́ni náà nìyí. Onímọ̀ ìṣègùn sọ pé àwọn ṣe àyẹ̀wò ẹ̀jẹ̀ fún yín, wọ́n sì rí i pé gbogbo àwọn àmì àrùn ló gbẹnu sókè lára yín. Wọ́n ní àwọn ọ̀pẹrẹsẹ ara yín ti dínkù kọjá wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́. Ìtumọ̀ èyí ni pé ara yín lè máa ṣẹ̀jẹ̀ lábàdì láì dáwọ́ dúró. Èyí lè yọrí sí ikú tí ò bá tètè sí àmójútó. Kí lẹ rí sọ̀rọ̀ yìí? Ǹjẹ́ yín gbàgbọ́ pé nǹkan kan ń bẹ nínú ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ sáyẹ́ǹsì tédè wa àtàtà yìí kò lè ṣàlàyé ẹ̀? Ẹ jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ lábala àríwísí ìyẹn comment section.
All over the world. Right now, there are more than 5 terrorist groups that operate in the country today. Ansaru is in Nigeria. El-Shabaab is in Nigeria. Mieti Allah operates in Nigeria. Fulani bandits operate in Nigeria. Fulani herders that have been named the 4th deadliest terrorist group in the world by the Global Terrorist Watch of West Africa. These terrorist groups operate in Nigeria, and the government of Nigeria provides an enabling environment for them to try, for them to do their bidding. They provide them with logistics, money, arms, and then they send them to the eastern region of Nigeria to kill my people and to destabilize the region. That is their goal, and that's exactly what they're doing now.
Even the Fulani bandits, they know they like me, they call them, say they be Fulani, they calling them bandits. But they are Fulani people, and they don't come and go and talk, say, look, now this government bring them in 2015, say make them come help them do election. After election, they don't abandon them. So they look for money where they go chop. So the thing not be saying that the thing where anybody go hide, say, he know they see. They are part of it. This government never come out to deny, say, na lie. We no do that kind of a thing. And Fulani people don't talk, say, look, they want you to, they won't carry this country, make it become their own. Make them come and say, they Fulani too. Now then get Nigeria. Fulani nationality movement. Now them attempted to assassinate me. They wanted to kill me. Now only God helped me that day. I tell you, these people say Nigeria, na the only country wey belongs to them. They don't write them. I have documents to show this. I don't send them to president. I don't send them to police. I don't send them to DSS. These people say, look, nothing will stop them because they wanted this revolution in 1800 and they could not achieve it by old Madame Fodio. But now they must take over. That they have the money, they have the power, they have the weapons, and they have everything. So this time they must take over.
But look at hypocrisy here. Moses, look at with all this performance of Tinubu, I can no longer believe that the federal government hand is not what's going in Benue State, and in fact, in all over the country. I am telling you, nobody can exonerate the federal government from Buhari to Tinubu. It's like there is something they entered into, and that thing will not be far from bloodbath. How can the federal government just be looking? Don't tell all this from other countries, not even Nigerians, because they have confirmed that these people are not Nigerians. So, what is your own government doing, for God's sake?
I would like to get your opinion on this one. We're talking about reconciliation on the state. What is even there to reconcile? Nigeria as a nation, we have not have any reason to say that cattle rallying now is a major source of revenue generation in this country. We haven't heard anything about that, and we don't know whether is cattle rallying now a national, a national business that now generates revenue for us, that we have to find a way to give land to cattle rallying. Remember reconciling.
Please remember that Tinubu said he will settle this matter, and he created a cattle ranch or whatever. He even created a ministry headed by Jega. Is that not true? Please, my people, what happened to that ministry that Tinubu created? I told you here when he said that, I said this thing will not resolve this matter because that is not the core of the matter. There is something these people are looking for. It's not your ranch. I said it here. Because people say, you don't only believe in Tinubu, you don't believe in AP, I know these people, what they are playing pranks with us. There is no sincerity in whatever they are doing. What happened to that thing that Tinubu created to settle this matter? He's not even talking about it again. And when he did that, I told everyone who cared to listen that this will not solve the problem. Tinubu and Buhari knows what they did. They know what they are doing. This bloodbath cannot be for nothing. They should explain to us why they should allow Nigerian blood to be wasted in this manner. They should tell us. Because I don't see why this should continue from where Buhari talked to where Tinubu is now. Right. And you say you have a president who will not come and tell us we have already stopped insecurity. We have depleted Boko Haram, this and that.
All right,
and just leave service. Look, I have said it here. Anybody who didn't know what happened in 1967 that caused the war, look at it now.
Okay, Barrister.
Look at it. After all, Babangida said it in his book that one could not stop the killing of the Igbos. That was what caused the war, the Biafran war. Look at it happening again. Look at it happening again. How can you continue to massacre people in this manner and you want them to fall down? The day these people rise up now, you will see. The narrative will change.
Sometimes you need to stop being too nice. You see, let me tell you something. Sometimes you need to stay a little distant, a little unavailable. Not because you are wicked, but because people can be wicked too. Sometimes don't give even when you have. Sometimes don't show up even when you can. Sometimes match the energy that people give you. Silence for silence, distance for distance. You know why? Because when you are always the giver, always the helper, always the one holding everyone together, they get so used to it. And the day you fall, you might look around and realize there's no one around to hold you. If you always want to be the savior, don't be shocked when no one comes to save you. Some people will use you, drain you, and when they acquire you eventually, they will move on. Later, they will pray and fast and beg God for mercy. And guess what? God will forgive them because He is merciful. But your own damage, you will be the one carrying it alone. So protect your space, protect your kindness. Don't always be too available. Don't say I didn't tell you.
Thank you very much for joining me. In the year 2025, one might have hoped that the global community would be working together to address the existential threat of climate change, working to prevent future pandemics, working to address the massive levels of income and wealth inequality that exist, working to improve the standard of living of struggling people all over the world. But tragically, that is not where we are today. Quite the contrary. Instead of addressing the major crises that we face, the world is now looking at the terrible war in Ukraine, started by Putin, which has taken hundreds of thousands of lives over the last 3 years. We are looking at the horrific war in Gaza, where, as we speak, thousands of Palestinian children are facing starvation due to Israel's inhumane and illegal war policies. And now we face a dangerous and escalating war in Iran, which was begun in violation of international law by the extremist Netanyahu government. And the main point that I want to make today is that it is absolutely imperative that the United States not be dragged into this war. Let me say a word about how this war began. On Thursday, Netanyahu launched an illegal and unilateral surprise attack on Iran, bombing targets across the country and killing hundreds of people. Iran has responded with attacks of its own, which have killed dozens of people in Israel. Whatever you may think of the corrupt and authoritarian Iranian regime, Israel's attack clearly violated international law and the United Nations Charter. While every country has the right to defend itself, they do not have the right to launch so-called preemptive wars of this kind. But let's remember who Netanyahu is. He is a war criminal under indictment by the International Criminal Court for starving innocent people and killing civilians in Gaza. At this very moment, in Gaza, Israel continues to prevent the UN from delivering humanitarian aid. And just today, in Gaza, Israeli tanks fired into a crowd desperately trying to collect food, killing at least 59 people. So it should come as little surprise that Netanyahu ignored international law to start this war with Iran. But Netanyahu's decision to strike also directly contravened the express wishes of the United States, which was seeking a diplomatic resolution to the long-standing tensions around Iran's nuclear program. In recent months, the United States has held 5 rounds of negotiations with Iran to resolve these long-standing concerns. Let me repeat. In recent months, the United States has held 5 rounds of negotiations with Iran to resolve these long-standing concerns. A 6th round of talks was planned for Sunday, but Netanyahu chose instead to start this war. So let's be clear. Israel's attack was specifically designed to sabotage American diplomatic efforts. In fact, in its first round of strikes, Israel assassinated the man overseeing Iran's nuclear negotiating team. And let's also remember that U.S. intelligence has never indicated that Iran has made the decision to build a nuclear weapon. Just a few months ago, Trump's own director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, testified to Congress that, quote, the intelligence community continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, end of quote. But Netanyahu chose to attack, crippling diplomatic efforts and risking a full-blown regional war. He is now openly talking about regime change in Iran and threatening to kill the political leadership of that country without any thought to the chaos that might ensue. Let's also not forget that the current Islamic regime in Iran is itself the product of a Western-backed coup in 1953 that overthrew the democratically elected government of Iran and replaced it with a corrupt autocrat. The critical question now is whether the United States will get dragged into Netanyahu's war. In my view, that would be a disaster. The United States must not be involved with another Netanyahu war, not militarily or financially. The United States Constitution is crystal clear. There can be no offensive use of military force against Iran or any other country without an explicit authorization from Congress. No such authorization exists, and any U.S. involvement would therefore be illegal. The United States has already provided hundreds of billions of dollars to Israel over the last many decades. Last year alone, U.S. taxpayers provided more than $22 billion in military aid to Israel. Meanwhile, while providing massive aid to Israel, we have Americans sleeping out on the street, unable to afford health care or other basic necessities. Enough is enough. President Trump ran as a supposed peace candidate. In his inaugural address, he said, and I quote, "My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker and a unifier," end quote. Very fine words. Trump should remember them today. Supporting Netanyahu's war against Iran would be a catastrophic mistake. Instead of going to war, Trump must work with the international community to rein in Netanyahu and urgently push for a diplomatic solution. Netanyahu's illegal attack has made the world a more dangerous place. The United States must not be a part of this war. Thank you very much.
Iranian president, you might not understand what I want to say, but I will try and be brief. The warfare between Iran and Israel, please do away with Nigeria, please. Nigeria has nothing to offer. It's only if you want to borrow them money. Because I had the essay to the presidency on media, so the guy is dementially quite shocked. Please abandon him. Please. The Boko Haram bandits and Esme, we cannot even fight them. Talk less of it. Nigeria has no he has no mister. He has no he know nothing. He's just fraud. Please, on behalf of all Nigerians, I beg you, Iranian president, just ignore Nigeria. Asking, are you for us or against us, is not going to help. You just want to kill a lot of people. You also want to punish people. Giant of Africa, no, he no giant. General, he no fight war. Everybody are frustrated. Please, Iranian, God bless you.
Kindly subscribe to YouTube channel and follow on Facebook page at Dr. Zabby's Talk Show.
God, I beg, forgive me my small sin, my big sin, because this is why they say, but I'm a Tinubu don't go to pull man for Iran and Israel. That matter say if they don't stop their fight, he go intervene. I know I can't sleep one day now. Can't wake up, can't see myself for fire. I beg. That's why they tell me forgive me my sin, my little sin, my big sin. I don't know about the way they watch me today.
ìjà bàbá mi ẹ̀gbọ́n mi àtàbúrò mi àṣìnà ojú ọ̀nà la wà àwọn àkúrò wọ ìgbà wo ni mi ò mọ̀ àkókò wo ni èmi ò mọ̀ pọ̀ kí ni mo mọ̀ kí ló dá mi lójú a máa kúrò nínú oko ẹrú tógo bá ń jẹ́ ti Elédùmarè. God bless you. Ẹ má gbàgbé láti bá wa like, ẹ má gbàgbé láti fi comment tí yín náà sílẹ̀, ẹ dẹ̀ má gbàgbé láti bá wa share. Tó bá jẹ́ nígbà àkọ́kọ́ ni ẹ má gbàgbé láti bá wa subscribe so that anytime tó bá ń ṣe program ẹ lè máa jẹ́ ní àkọ́kọ́ láti máa rí notification. God bless you. Bye for now. One love.